Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap, and this is one of the best TVs in the world right now. It's the new Samsung S95C, their flagship 4K OLED TV. Now, Samsung sent over this 65-inch model for me to have a play with and test out, and also offered to sponsor this video, and I jumped at the chance because after getting a glimpse at this year's CES back in January, I've been so excited to get my hands on this. So what makes this so special? Well, firstly, this is their second generation OLED TV. Last year we had the S95B, and now we have this, the S95C, which is quite a significant upgrade. It's thinner, brighter, smoother, and smarter. Starting on the outside, we have their Infinity One design with Slim One Connect. So the S95C is noticeably slimmer. This is just 11mm thick, and unlike a lot of TVs, that is a uniform thickness top to bottom, which means it's ideal for wall mounting. They've also beefed up the speaker system from a 60-watt 2.2.2 setup last year to a 70-watt 4.2.2 sound system. The most important upgrade for a lot of people though is that this is now available in a 77-inch screen size. This is the 65, and previously last year it topped out at 65, but if you have a bigger living room or you sit further away from your TV, for a lot of you, if you can afford it, the 77 will be the one to go for. The S95C also gets Samsung's fantastic Slim One Connect box, and in fact this is the first OLED TV ever to come with this, as previously it was exclusive to their Neo QLED range. And I love this thing. It has your power, your ports, including 4 HDMI 2.1s, one of which supports eARC, and via a single cable it connects to your TV. Now I have it mounted on the back of the stand, but with this 2.5 meter one invisible connection cable which comes bundled in the box, you can basically hide this thing anywhere you like. Now, speaking of gaming, while we do have those 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, which are of course ideal for your PS5 and Series X, it unlocks the full bandwidth of the 4K 120 with HDR. What is new for this year is support for a 144Hz refresh rate, up from 120 last year. Right now, it's the only OLED TV to offer 144Hz, which can make your games feel a whole lot smoother and more responsive. And together with the impressive picture quality, games have never looked this good. So if you hook up your gaming rig via HDMI, you can play at up to 4K 144, assuming of course your PC is powerful enough to get those frame rates. The TV will also automatically switch to game mode when it detects a console input thanks to the Auto Low Latency mode, or ALLM, turning off all the background processing and prioritizing the fastest response time and input lag, which I've measured at just 9.2 milliseconds, which is incredibly fast and actually one of the lesser known benefits of an OLED panel. We also have AMD's FreeSync Premium Pro to reduce screen tearing and smooth out your frame rates, although bear in mind 144Hz and also FreeSync Premium Pro are limited to the PC input. Now, as well as console and PC gaming, we also have Samsung's Gaming Hub right here, which gives you options for streaming. So I can play hundreds of Xbox games, NVIDIA GeForce, Utimix, and stream Blacknut, and that's all without needing a console or a PC. Simply pair a controller, sign into your account, and away you go with Forza Horizon 5, you've got Flight Sim, Fortnite, although bear in mind most of these services do cost extra and you'll need a reasonably fast and reliable internet connection to get the best experience. So 4K, 144Hz, HDMI 2.1, ultra low input lag and response time, a bunch of streaming apps. This is one of the best gaming TVs you can buy. But what about actually, watching TV and movies? Well, I can tell you, picture quality is phenomenal. The OLED panel gives us near infinite contrast ratio, as each pixel is self-emitting, giving us those deliciously inky blacks, and it also means there's no light bleed or blooming when you have a bright area next to a dark area in a scene. But then the compromise with OLED TVs has always been brightness. They've been great for watching movies in dark, lighting-controlled rooms, but if you're watching games and sports in bright living rooms, they've never been able to quite match the competition or the likes of Samsung's own QLED TVs. Well, the good news is things have changed. That's where the quantum dot layer comes in. With the S95C, Samsung's boosted the brightness even further by around 30%, and I measured 1,320 nits on a 10% window in HDR. This thing gets incredibly bright, to the point where I've actually had to drop the brightness quite significantly just to shoot this bit of A-roll video because it's completely overexposed if I max out the brightness. You can see there. And if I roll myself out the picture, just have a look at how bright this is. In terms of HDR, the S95C supports HLG, HDR, and also HDR10+, which is supported by Prime Video and Apple TV. And we also have Dolby Atmos audio support with object tracking. I also measured 100% of the DCI P3 color gamut, a Delta E of 1.4 in filmmaker mode. This is, out of the box, one of the most color accurate TVs you can get. But what I also like is you have the option of changing HDR tone mapping from static, which is the default and is more about showing you what the director intended, to active, which lets the TV go to town, giving us a much brighter, punchier, and more vibrant picture. Less accurate, but more fun. So games, movies, sports all look incredible, whatever the lighting conditions, and even whatever the viewing angle. There's barely any color shift or brightness drop-off. Now on the inside, we have Samsung's Neural Quantum Processor 4K, which is a bit of a mouthful, but this handles all the upscaling and processing, and it uses AI to upscale regular SD or HD content to near 4K quality. It also helps optimize the picture based on the scene, the motion processing, and it keeps everything running nice and smoothly. We also have a range of panel care settings, including pixel shift, logo brightness options, pixel refresh, and also a range of eco and auto brightness settings to help prevent burn-in and also save some power. Now with this, everyone's talking about the brightness and the design with the One Connect box and all that good stuff, but for me, one of my favorite features you can't actually see, and that's the point. It's got a new anti-reflective coating, a new and improved coating, and it is fantastic. You can see as I peel off the plastic what a difference it makes. And even with a window directly opposite my TV in this studio setup, which is normally a big no-no, it barely registers. Of course, it doesn't completely get rid of reflections, and it is more noticeable in dark scenes or if you have the TV turned off, but it handles reflections incredibly well. Samsung's also pretty proud of the built-in speakers with this, and to be fair, they're not bad at all. But if you are going to spend this kind of money on a TV, I would recommend pairing it with a speaker system or a soundbar. And if you go with a recent Samsung soundbar, you can use their Q Symphony feature that allows the TV and the soundbar speakers to work together. Now, Samsung's Tizen operating system hasn't really changed all that much. It's a pretty familiar UI and menu, and as you'd expect, we have all the major streaming apps, Prime Video, Disney, Apple TV, YouTube, all that good stuff. We also have some fun extras like ambient mode, where you can pick from a range of screensavers to turn your big glass void into something a little bit more artsy. And it's also a Samsung SmartThings hub, so you can control all your home tech from the TV. I also really like the remote control. This is the more slim, minimal remote control. They also bundle a slightly chunkier traditional remote with more controls, but what I like about this is on the back you can see they've added some solar cells. So this will actually charge itself over time, assuming you leave it upside down so it can charge, but there is also a USB-C port as a backup. So clearly, Samsung's goal really is to make this TV a centerpiece of your home, whether you're gaming, streaming, watching TV and movies, or using it as a smart home hub. The design, the One Connect box, the picture quality, the brightness, the gaming features, this is one of the best TVs you can buy. Downsides? Well, it is obviously very expensive. This will set you back about £3,500 here in the UK, which is on par considering the competition, but even with some room for improvement, if you can afford this, I guarantee you are not going to be disappointed. And if you do fancy checking out the new Samsung S95C, I will leave links below, and if you've got any questions about this, leave a comment and I will do my best to get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more of me and more TV videos, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chap.